Monster Studios presents LEGO Castle MOC version 6. So as you can see, the Vikings have taken the castle from the orcs, and they've rebuilt the orcs' shabby little wooden things with shiny new wooden walls and towers. As you can see, the Viking army is not as large as it was a while ago, but it has grown in size since last video. But here we have a small group of knights rallied by a local lord to help recapture the castle. You can see here a small portable handheld battering ram. If you've seen the second version of the castle, you know this is much smaller than that one. But it's meant to be portable and usable by 2 or 3 people. So we'll put them back down carefully so they don't drop their battering ram. Here, I'm sure you all remember the guy, well, if you've seen those videos, you remember the guy who was on top of the walls stabbing down on the attackers. Well, this is him, but he doesn't have a wall to stab down from this time. So he's just gonna run with his spear in the exact same position as usual. Over here we have a peasant knight. The king needed more heavy cavalry, so he just armed a peasant with heavy armor and gave him a sword, a shield, and a horse and said, "You're a knight now. Good luck." We have some orc workers taking pieces of the old castle, as you can see, to fire at the Viking castle. And they're being commanded by a dwarf with a mace. Here we have a small siege camp, where, as you can see, it's guarded by peasant militia. Inside you can see a general and a commander talking over a tactical map. Over here, if you've played Mountain Blade multiplayer, you've seen this before. Okay, there's a guy with no armor. He has a 2-handed sword, and he is swinging it randomly, charging at full speed. And next thing you know, he hits you once, and you're down to like 1% health. This is a tribute to Mountain Blade. So, over here, I'm sure you remember the Jester from the older videos. Now he's dual-wielding his golden swords to fight off the Viking attackers. Here we have the cavalry charge. We have a peasant cavalry, just a man-at-arms on a horse, some fallen over tree, some centaurs, and a cow. Please wait, we're having technical difficulties on our trees. You know things are going badly when you say your trees are having technical difficulties. I'm sorry about this. Here we have the king signing a deal with the old Viking general. He's brought the king a small chest of gold, and he has 2 soldiers ready to serve. Here we have the priest attacking a Viking with his mace, because priests in that time could not use cutting weapons like swords or axes because it went against what they were taught. And because for some reason, smacking somebody in the face with a mace is a lot more holy than they're cutting their head off. So up here, we have Viking archers firing down on the charging enemy soldiers. And here we have a Viking loading a orcish head, into his catapult to fire down on the attackers. Here we have the Viking king's brother and sister manning the gatehouse. Here we have a Viking archer reloading his bow behind one of the shields that the Vikings have mounted on the walls like their ships. Over here we have Vikings on one of the new shiny wooden walls firing their crossbows down on the charging knights. Over here we have 2 Vikings rushing to the aid of their brothers in arms elsewhere in the castle. Down here we have a small unit of Viking light infantry, and I bought these because in my last video someone commented that the Vikings didn't wear horned helmets. And because I like to take people's advice for stuff, I decided to get some Viking helmets that weren't horned from a website called Brickforge. And these are them. I would like to have armed my entire Viking army with these helmets, but I just don't have that much money, and I don't want to wait for things to ship. And people are falling over everywhere. Here we have the Viking King appointing a new general because his old general's a traitor. And obviously you need a new general when that happens. And that's pretty much it for the castle. There's only 2 more Castle MOCs left before we're going to move on to other stuff. But I just wanted to say thanks for over 13,000 views, everybody. I'm so glad you guys are watching my videos. So thanks for watching. Rock Monster Studios out.